fine ladies and gentlemen, in today's video we're going to catch our first cease and desist letter from Ferrari themselves. Because in today's video we have the absolute joy and pleasure to modify my Ferrari F12. This car has been stock for way too long, so now it's time to change this. For this I have assembled my finest crew of technicians. We have Gabriel over here, who's going to help us transform this beautiful piece of Italian machinery into a true beast. Behind the camera we have, as usual, Manuel. Bro, you two look like fine, lovely gentlemen. Very nice, very nice. And then over here in this corner of the ring, we have the newest addition to the channel. We have Alex. This is, yeah. Thank you. So this is Alex. He is new to the no-half-cent shipment team. Alex's job mainly is to cut videos. But in today's video, we have the absolute joy to welcome him here in our garage because he's going to be a very good helper on today's mission. So, to get things started, I'm gonna give the camera back to Manuel.
Thank you, sir. No problem.
Haben wir noch Handschuhe?
Wir haben noch Handschuhe. Und wie sagst du?
Passen Sie auf meine Maniküre bitte auf.
Endlich kannst du die ausleben, wie in
normales Leben. Obviously, we're going to only allow the finest craftsmen onto this beautiful piece of Italian art because it truly is art. It's not a car at this point, it's art. And we're going to make the art more art by adding our art to the art. Let me just go over the details with you. This is my F12. I bought it, I would say around 2 months ago. And we've been waiting desperately for the parts that we need for today's video. Nothing's gonna change on the interior, so I did not know why I opened the door. But we can maybe pop the hood. This is the centerpiece of this wonderful machine. We have some beautiful parts that will not only decorate the engine bay of this car, but also the exterior. So this is a good point, I think, for us to start unboxing and show you all the little gifts and presents we have for our Italian friend right here. So, what do we have for my F12? Let's start with this set of beautiful 20-inch and 22-inch wheels. I bought these wheels because I am very impatient. Because actually, I had a set of wheels custom made for me, but unfortunately they haven't arrived yet. So these wheels are going to be only temporary, although I think they look quite exquisite. Next up, we have some aero parts, because we all know horses love aerodynamics. For the front, we went with a simple F12 front splitter, since my original one broke. And on the rear, we have a small ducktail, which is going to highlight the accents of this car even more in the rear. Now, let's get to the most important parts of this build. For the engine, my friends over from tuningtalent.band.link and Venturi surprised me with a little care package. In there is the world's first F12 Venturi carbon airbox. An absolutely beautiful piece of carbon craftsmanship. My friend Austin from Boston hooked me up with a nice Wolftronic full titanium sound system. The mountains here in Europe won't know what hit them once this wild horse roams through the Alpine streets and sings its melody. And for all of those asking, no, I am not going to turbocharge my F12. So with that, I think it's time to get started. Let's go.
Hast du schon mal einen F12 geschraubt?
Natürlich, ich mache nichts anderes. Now, let's find out how we can lift up our F12. This is a 300,000 euro car, and it would be a shame if something went wrong on this car.
Ich weiß nicht, wie man das Auto aufhebt.
Ja, wird schon passen. Let's hope that the car stays on the lift this time. We're gonna start with the exhaust, since this is going to be the thing that I look forward to the most to make the V12 scream. Naturally, aspirated V12, there's probably not much better in the world than this, except for maybe... Oh, really, I can't think of anything. I think this might actually be the best thing, guys.
Wow, da bin ich mal gescheit aufgesessen. Ist ein Vogel drin oder was?
Weiß nicht.
Ich werde dann am CEO für Ferrari rufen und fragen, warum das so ausschaut. Das ist dem, wo ich vom Thermoisolierung.
Aber das ist nicht mal so wenig.
So, since we have absolutely no idea how this exhaust is going to be on the car, we have to basically take off the complete underbody of this vehicle to figure out where each pipe is going, and then we can start our modification process. Sounds absolutely amazing. Ah, herrlich.
Das ist aber praktisch.
Ja, und da werden es gedämpft, weil es Ferrari-Schaden ist.
Guys, this is a lifelong dream of me. I've always wanted to have my qualified friends work on our 300,000 euro car. This is such a good day today. I'm so happy. It's so cool. So ladies and gentlemen, once the rear bumper is off, we're ready to inspect the car and see what we truly have to do to get the exhaust off. It was a pretty easy task removing the rear bumper.
Sicher. Ja, alleine schon, wenn man
Don't listen to him, it was really easy. You can do it on your own with your F12. By the way, if you're removing your rear bumper on your F12, you don't need to do all this, what Gabriel did. Is clips in here. Alright, so we figured out. This goes right after the engine, so the headers go into this part here, so this comes right here, which is going to be really interesting because we have to remove all these plastic parts down here. And then from there on, we have this little squiggly section, which goes here. And then we were kind of surprised because we don't have any pipes for this section here. But it's actually pretty smart because you can just use the original ones because there's not really anything in there anyway. And to remove these, we would have to remove the complete rear of the car, which we don't want. So we're just gonna leave these original ones in here and then change the tips. And that's it for the exhaust. These go to the front. This will go right here. This looks really beautiful, by the way. And then original, and then in the rear, we get rid of the really ugly original rear mufflers. And we take the beautiful golden, shiny Wolftronic ones. Dankeschön, Monsieur. Taking the underbody of the F12 is absolutely amazing, by the way, because 200 screws, some of them are very different sizes than usual, so it's just going to take a while to get all this plastic off this car so we can properly access the exhaust. But for a qualified Ferrari mechanic, it's kein Problem.
No.
So this here is actually pretty stupid because the car check points are right behind the plastic. So we're gonna have to see how to remove the plastic here. It's gonna be pretty interesting. So as you can see, all the screws are out, 200 screws later. The only problem is there's one screw right here where the car check mounting point or whatever this is called is, and another one right there. But we have a Ferrari specialty tool to get it off properly, which is actually going to be pretty simple. In Italy, in the Ferrari factory, they call this move the Bolognese.
Dass du die ganzen italienischen Moves draus hast, das gibt's ja gar nicht.
Das ist mir dann nur schön.
Ja.
Das ist nämlich ein italienischer Move, das gehört dann nur schön putzt.
Yeah, I advise you guys, if you do the Bolognese at home, you have to be careful because there's actually quite many cables going on down here. Obviously, we have very high-class specialty tools, and these actually allow for very precise working.
Locker.
Ja, da hat Ferrari für uns Vorarbeit geleistet.
Guys, if you buy a Ferrari, you really have to be careful. 90% of the screws that we just unscrewed here on the car were already pretty loose. This one here, which has never been touched before in its entire life, is also loose. But it's easy work for us now. So all that we need to do is slide this big pipe through this incredibly tiny hole. The new pipes go in there, change this pipe, and then we should be kind of Gucci with the exhaust.
Sollten wir mal den Zylinderkopf und so kontrollieren.
Das ist vielleicht nicht schlecht.
Ob das auch alles fest ist.
Ferrari is looking out for the customers, you know, they are already loosening some of the bolts, so in case you want to work on the car, you have it easier work. This is the premium you pay for this car, it's just really, really good. So if you have trouble removing your exhaust, there's another specialty trick that those Italians invented, which is called the meatball. Classic meatball move, classic meatball move. Also, if the meatball doesn't work, like on our F12, because for some reason, this all here is really, really tight together, there's another move, a fine move invented by the specialty Italians. So all you do is just heat this up really well, because we all know it can't be stuck if it's liquid. You guys just have to think of it this way. Heat is energy, and energy means moving. So in case your stuff is stuck, all you really need is some heat and energy. So my friends, it is always very important that you guys don't forget to keep your tummies filled. Because we all know, ein satter Arbeiter ist ein guter Arbeiter. So Jungs,
Geht's wieder weiter?
Pause vorbei. Weiter geht's, Freunde. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if the two first methods don't work, there's always a third one. We're back to the good old Bolognese method. So once we have the mid-pipe removed, like Ferrari intended us to do, it is now time to remove the front pipes, which are right somewhere between here. I hope it's also going to be as much fun and not as complicated as the mid-pipes.
Yeah, after further consideration, we actually thought that we're gonna leave this in here because basically we need to remove the whole engine. Also, we're live right now on YouTube. That's why we're getting slowly undressed, because people are donating money so that we got naked, which is very interesting that you guys want to see us naked. But whatever. So we're gonna leave this in here. We're just gonna continue doing the extras from this on onward, because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, we don't have the time for that. Ferrari screwed us over. We got sabotaged by Ferrari themselves because they made it so complicated that we can't access it properly. X-pipe. Double X pipe, which makes it an XX pipe. Good thing it's not an XY pipe, otherwise it would be feminine. Fitment is absolutely incredible, by the way. Bro, our old exhaust is completely mangled. We're gonna have to do something about that in one point of the life. Gottes Willen.
So grinsig aus. All that matters is how it sounds later, guys. I really have to say, I really doubt that there's anybody who's been working in F12 like us before. But I take that as pride, so I'm actually pretty proud of our work so far. We haven't gotten far yet, but we're getting there. I feel it. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. This may not look the most beautiful, because it isn't, but it only goes upwards from here, so we should be good. Don't worry about it, okay?
And it's underneath.
It's always very important when you work on your F12 that you actually take good care of the car and that you show it how much you appreciate it actually, because the company... Ladies and gentlemen, we successfully installed the mid-pipe. Everything's absolutely beautiful. If you don't look too close, it's actually pretty good. But yeah, we're ready for the rear mufflers now. So with that, the first part of our build is done. It only took us 5 hours to get the mid-pipe out. Hey guys, in case you're wondering, this is how you repair your F12 underbody professional way.
Der bleibt voll faltig.
Alright guys, exhaust is on the car, so we have the full pipe, well, from the middle to the front, because honestly, you don't really need these to be changed. Most of the sound is going on the back of the car, and also we're lazy pieces of shit, so we didn't do the front. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a quick sound check, and you guys tell me if it sounds good or not. I think we're doing process now. I can feel it. It's slowly getting there. V12 baby, we're back in business. Sounds incredible. We still have valves in the car that function like the original ones, because I think it's pretty cool with Ferrari how they open and close depending on your revs. So we're gonna put everything back together, and then we're ready for step number 2, which is going to be hopefully way more fun than the exhaust. So let's go. So guys, just the camera. I'm not used to mine, not holding camera. I've been waiting for this moment quite for some while. It may not look like a big piece, but it's gonna add on to the whole car. We're gonna put the front lip now on, and it's actually pretty easy work because it's basically just 6 screws that hold this in place. This one is a bit more rigid than the original one because this one here is from aluminium and it's black. I didn't really know which lip I should get, but I'm gonna be honest with you, this probably is the best option because it just looks really good once the car is pretty low to the ground. It's the detail that matters, you know? Everything together will look absolutely amazing. Once everything was back on the car and the exhaust tips were adjusted with a fine precision tool, it was time to celebrate that my F12 finally sounded like a proper V12. And after that, straight back to work. Let's go. We have a project car to finish. Next up, a little ride height adjustment by our top suspension experts, bringing the F12 effectively lower to the ground, increasing its corner balance. Alright muchachos, car is back in one piece. We got the bumper on the car, we got the exhaust all lined up. Theoretically it should be a bit lower now, because wir haben halt kein Restgewind mehr, also es ist ideal. Wir haben halt so mit dem Ferrari Rumfahrt, Stance Nation. So it is now time, since the car is already in the lift, to put the new wheels on the car, which I can't wait to see how they turn out, because I think it's gonna be pretty cool, especially with the polished lip here. I think it's gonna look so good on the F12. You guys are not gonna believe it. I honestly just bought them from some random dude on Instagram. He had them on a 269 GTB, which is a Ferrari, and in my mind, you know, every wheel should fit on every Ferrari. I don't really see why there should be a difference. So I'm just gonna throw them on there, hope for the best, and then worst case scenario, we have wheels for a 296 GTB, which I don't have. Yeah, so at least the Lochkreis is the same. So the Lochkreis auf Englisch heißt. It fits with the brakes, seems to fit on the front. Yeah, I think we should be good. Auf Anhieb die perfekten Felgen gekauft.
Bro, we got the perfect fitment.
Yeah.
So, in case you guys have a 296 GTB at home and an F12, feel free to change the wheels because apparently it's the same size.
Die sind ultra geil.
A little bit too modern to my taste. I think the ones that we're having machined for us right now will look a bit cooler, but it's not bad. Honestly, these were the only wheels for the F12 that I could find on the get-go. We had a little bit of timing issues as usual. Anhieb die perfekten Felgen gekauft. Actually, I think these don't even look that good. I think we should just put the original back on. The Novitec wheels. Keep it stock, you know? OEM Plus, it's the model that we live here on this channel. Yeah, these look really shit. I didn't like them to start with anyway.
How much have you paid for it?
7.000?
7.000 Euro, das ist ein Auto.
Ich glaube, wir können sie jetzt umschicken.
Oder du kaufst einen Ferrari. Ich würde sagen, wir machen einen anderen Ferrari kaufen.
Guys, that's it. If you got a 296 GTB for sale, please let me know. I already have the wheels. I just need the car, so hit me up. And we're gonna just switch back to the Novitec wheels in the meantime. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. We worked the whole day on this car and the car looks still pretty much the same. We literally are at the lowest of the Novitec springs and there's not really any other suspension choices. So it can't be lower than this. Front lip is pretty cool though, and we still have the carbon airbox and this wing. I mean, the front splitter is pretty cool though. Now we have that on the car again, so the car itself looks lower. Let's take a look at the rear wing to see how that goes. Thank you, my lovely friend. So basically, we'll be just glued to the car. I think it looks pretty good. I like the way how it just goes with the original lines of the car and just makes this a bit more aggressive. But, gonna be honest with you, I don't like that it's carbon because it looks so cheap in carbon. Well, I mean, the car itself looks absolutely amazing still. And it sounds really good now. So that's pretty good. The rear wing, I'm not 100% sure. I think the rear wing needs to be painted black to properly look good on the car. And then we should probably... So we also don't mount the rear wing?
Ich finde, das schaut ein bisschen nach Alibaba aus.
Yeah, irgendwie so. So I think with the rear wing, we're just gonna leave it off for the moment. Let me know down in the comments below. What should we do with the rear wing? Should we keep it on the car? Should we paint it black? I think honestly, paint it black would be the best option. I'm gonna let you guys decide. And in the meantime, we're gonna do the centerpiece of today, which is gonna be the carbon air intakes for the F12 from Aero, which I've been waiting for the longest because this is so sick. We're the first ones to have it in the world. So let's go. Ja, Ehre, voll die Ehre. Jetzt reißt den Stamm, Jungs. Jetzt will ich Bestleistung. The cool thing is, in my mind, this is going to be the easiest part of the day because it's basically just changing a few bolts. But every time you think it's easy, it's not going to be easy, so we'll see. Yeah, so this is pretty simple. All we have to do is get rid of the Adidas intakes that we have on the car right now. If you guys know Adidas, one stripe stands for freedom, the other one stands for peace, and this one stands for Ferrari. 3 stripes, 3 very important words. Maybe get this weg. I just talked about this like 5 seconds ago, saying this is going to be the easiest part, which is strip the screw. I honestly think that Ferrari definitely sabotaged us here on this one, because everything that just can go wrong kind of keeps going wrong, and we just can't modify the car. Haben wir nicht so ein, was ist so für Kante drin? Wo haben wir sowas nicht?
Ihr habt begrenztes Budget.
Wer ist der Geschäftsführer von diesem Saufladen?
Du bist nur Kunde.
Ja. So we actually need this.
Ist nicht.
Ja, wir wegkleben. Das kostet wahrscheinlich 4.000 Euro.
Ein erfolgreicher Tag. Heute ist so toll.
Jetzt weißt du, warum das alle Schraufenluke sind, weil es ist nicht aufgeht. So, ich merke. So unten. Genau da, wo ich nicht hinkomme. Wo ist es denn? Wo wir jetzt sind. Alex, wie ist
Ist locker gönnt.
Ja!
Dieser Schuss fest als ein Zaumzung überhaupt.
Das ist aber krass. Alter, das Auto ist auch schlimmer als wie 36.
Bro, I don't know who in Italy is building the cars. I don't even know what to say. Normally Ferrari sends cease and desist letters to owners. I'm gonna be the first owner to send Ferrari a cease and desist letter. Bro, start tightening your bolts, Mr. Into Ferrari. So this is actually 4D effect. That's why it's sticking out so much. So don't look at it too much.
Glückwunsch zu einem umgebauten Ferrari.
By the way, we lost like 3 pieces
of equipment in the car. Whoever's driving behind us, you have free tools from us.
Habt ihr das mit Flexer nicht gefunden oder was?
So I'm gonna be honest, everything's on the car. Intake system looks absolutely amazing. If you look here with all the carbon, red carbon accents, match the rest of the engine really, really well.
I think it turned out pretty sick. Honestly, I'm a bit sad that the wheels did not fit.
But like I said, we have already some wheels on the way, and hopefully we can somehow also lower the car a little bit more to fit with the other wheels. But apart from that, I'm pretty happy how everything turned out. So we're gonna see what we do with the ducktail. The only thing that we didn't do is the interior, which I would love to do. So if any of you guys know somebody that can help us out by getting a nice steering wheel and by making some parts of the interior new. Yeah, in here we have the typical Ferrari issue. These buttons, after some while, they look absolutely disgusting. So if any of you guys know somebody that could help us out with that, it would be absolutely amazing, as I would love to also modify the interior a little bit to make the car stand out even more. Yeah, other than that, we're gonna go to sleep now, and tomorrow we're gonna take you for a spin to give you guys some proper sound checks of the F12 with the Valtronic exhaust and the Venturi intake, which hopefully is going to sound absolutely amazing.
Yeah, hello. Next day, I'm not wearing a suit anymore. It's actually not the next day, it's the next week. We test drove the car with the current exhaust setup, and it was a bit too quiet for our liking. But as you guys remember, we still had one piece of the exhaust that was not on the car, but unfortunately, we didn't really have any time to install this. So that's why we're at SSR here today in Munich. They were kind enough to install the missing piece to our exhaust puzzle, and well, today we're gonna see how a straight pipe F12 sounds like. We didn't listen to it yet, so I don't know how it sounds, but according to the guys at SSR, it is total Armageddon. It is the loudest car that they've had on a dyno so far, and well, yeah, we're gonna listen to it today. Long story short, we now have the full Valtronic system on our car. Not only the mid part, but also the front section. Everything. And my suit is in the cleaning. I know it's not appropriate to drive a Ferrari without a suit, but I only have one suit, so please buy my merch so I can buy another suit, no off-cent suit. So yeah, here goes F12, straight pipe, loudest F12 in the world. Let's go.
So let's see what power this thing is actually making and how it properly sounds. Let's go. This Dyno is doing everything by himself, checking the car right now to see what's going on, so he can give us the best possible data. Bro, I feel like Michael Schumacher's on the Dyno. Ich glaube, die Lüftung ist nicht an. Hast du gemerkt, ja? But it sounds good. Oh, das ist eine Gaskammer.
Ja, das ist schlecht, ja?
We forgot to turn on the ventilation system, but the car is crazy. And these are only small baby revs, so it will unleash the full power in a second. The first little teaser sounds insane. We created a monster, and this is also the reason why we're not turboing this car, because it sounds so good, naturally aspirated. Just imagine this thing sliding through the mountains with this sound. It's gonna be so sick. I can't wait to do that. It's gonna be a good time. Austin from Valtronic, thank you for the exhaust. This is the most incredibly sounding car I currently have.
hoping for some flames, so let's see. Oh, I love this car so much. Sounds incredible. Thank you, Valvetronic, for sending me this exhaust. I now have my favorite Ferrari of all time, I think. Bro, this car is stock ECU-wise, so it's shooting flames with the stock tune. It's crazy. Intake sounds insane from the front as well. Thank you to the guys from Aventuri for sending us this beautiful piece of craftsmanship. I'm actually really happy how the car turned out. We just need some nice wheels now and maybe some other small parts, mainly on the interior. The rest, I think this is going to be a great addition to the channel. And I think we're gonna have quite some fun with it. Ja, Mani. Okay. Sagst du mal im Anzug bitte wieder mit dem Ferrari? Ja. Ja, danke dir übrigens fürs Helfen. Ja, sehr gerne. Dankeschön. See you guys again in the next video. Let me know what we should do with the F12.